What is up, guys? I'm Ethan from The Shed, back with another video. In today's video, you might notice that the race/mud mower looks a little bit different than it did in the last video. That is because I did a little bit of the more boring, time-consuming work off camera so that hopefully we can drive it in today's video. Before we start, I'm going to give you a quick recap on everything I've done in the last 3 videos and off camera. I have put this 3-inch pulley on the transaxle. I have also put this 6-inch pulley on the engine shaft, and I got a belt for it. I welded the diff on the transaxle. I put this throttle cable right here onto the carburetor. I built this foot throttle with an adjustable stop so that we won't over rev and blow the motor. I have built and painted this exhaust. It is not currently on the mower because I had to take it off to paint it. I put the 2 light pods on the front. And I redid the wiring so that there are no more seat switches or clutch switches. Now that you know everything that I've done so far, let's dive into today's video. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to install the foot throttle onto the mower frame. Now that the pedal is bolted down, it is time to hook up the throttle cable and install the exhaust. Now that the throttle cable and the exhaust are installed, it is time to test this thing. One thing I will mention before I test it is when I was going over in the first video the stuff that I did on the other videos and off camera, I forgot to mention that in part 3 I installed this horn, and then off camera I installed this brake lever. This is the original PTO lever for this tractor, and I have it running down, under, through there, and I have a little tiny hose clamp going to the brake caliper. So whenever I pull the lever, it pulls the caliper shut so that we have brakes. I believe that I put the cover on incorrectly. I will be back in 1 minute. I have figured out what the problem is. The oil dipstick, the plastic piece underneath this red cover, was rubbing against the flywheel. That is because these covers are an extreme pain to put on, because Briggs & Stratton did not design them well. Now all we have left to do is I'm going to start it, I'm going to adjust the foot throttle for the rev limiter, right there, and then we can take this thing for a test drive. in reverse, you could feel it. I need to stop and get gas before we go anywhere. The foot pedal is definitely a little bit touchy on this. I think I blew a belt. Yup, I blew the belt. I pushed the clutch in too far. That is one thing that I have to make in the future, is a clutch stop. Okay, the belt is now back on. We'll start off in third gear. Going around the house was in second. through mud great. It drives good. The only downside is it's a little bumpy because it has no suspension. I think it is time to speed test it, at least in third gear. Here. Wow, that is fast. 14 miles an hour in third gear. Actually, I think, yeah, it did 15. 15 miles an hour in third gear. I had speed tested it before I swapped the pulleys, and it had done only, its max speed was 6 miles an hour in sixth gear. So realistically, with that being said, it should probably do around 35, I would think, in sixth gear now. But we will have to see once I can speed test it. And I just blew the belt. Alright. With that being said, that is all the time that I have for this video. I will post another video very